All right, guys, these are the things you're going to need. So go ahead and pause it if you need to gather those things. This video is meant to help you with today's assignment, which is the worksheet called Homework 1.6. It is part of the bundle of worksheets that we stapled together today, okay? So you can just keep it stapled, and we're gonna work through most of it together, okay? So, today was a bit choppy with the lessons because of NWA and pictures and things like that. So I just felt that it would be better to provide you guys a video and walk you through this, okay? So for questions 1 and 2, we're actually going to use this table here. And the title of the table, this is something we always want to be paying attention to. The title of the table is always going to be at the top. So this title is Driving Distances in Miles Between Various Cities in the United States. So this various just means like a variety of them. So we are going to take a look at New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And then everything that you see underneath it is the miles that it would take to drive to the places that are over here on the left. So from New York to Atlanta, it would be 886 miles. From New York to Dallas, 1,576 miles, and so on. Okay, so we definitely want to be paying attention to the title of any chart, table, graph, diagram, because it fills us in on what is being shown to us. All right, for question number 1, it says, if you drive from New York to Dallas, and then from Dallas to Chicago, how many miles would you drive? So we're going to highlight the miles that we're going to be combining together. So the first one says from New York to Dallas. So I want to find New York, and Dallas happens to be my second one, so I'm going to highlight that. And then it says Dallas to Chicago. So here I am at Dallas, and I can just find Chicago, which is right here. So if I'm driving from Chicago to Dallas and it's 937 miles, it's going to be the same distance if I'm going Dallas to Chicago. So I'm going to highlight 937 as well. And we're going to add those up. Now, we went over a few different methods. And in today's notes, we actually ended up crossing off the work we were doing with the subtotal method because most kids, the majority of kids, were not wanting to do that method. So I wasn't even going to spend any more time on it for today. So we can just stick with the grouping methods. Maybe you put your groups on top or at the bottom. It's up to you. But for number 1, we are going to go ahead and add 1,576 with 937. And again, when we make new groups, you can either put the groups above or you can put the groups below, okay? And we went over some rules about when to group. That's what this sheet is here. Remember that in our notes, okay? New groups aren't always necessary. We know they're necessary when the total of the place value is going to be 10 or higher. If the total of the place value is less than 10, we don't need to make a new group. Alrighty. So 6 plus 7 is 13. That value of the ones then is larger than 10, so I know I'm going to need to make a new group. I'm going to group above. Okay. 7 and 3 is 10 plus the 11. Again, that is greater than 10. It's 10 or greater, so I'm going to need to make a new group. Okay. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is going to give us 15. Again, that's 10 or higher, so I know I'm going to need to make a new group. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. All right, so our answer there, we want to make sure we include miles, is 2,513 miles. Okay. Number 2 says, which two cities are farther apart in driving distance? Seattle and Los Angeles, or Wichita and New York? And it says use place value words to explain your answer. So I'm going to help you out with that. First, let's find out the distance between Seattle and Los Angeles. So here's Los Angeles. I want to find Seattle. It's right here. So I have 1,141 miles, and then Wichita and New York. So here's New York. Wichita is down there. And the question is saying which two cities are farther apart. So if I were going to set this up in a comparison, I would set it up like this, right? If we were going to compare those two numbers, you'd probably notice that the 1,419 is farther. So the city that is farther, or the two cities, it's going to be this one. Our answer is going to be here. But it wants us to use place value words. And I'm going to provide you some place value words to use. I want us to use the place value words of hundreds and greater than. Okay, hundreds and greater than. So you don't have to write this down, but you can. If I were going to write this question, I would have provided this for you. So using these kinds of place value words, I want us to come up with an explanation about why Wichita and New York is the farther distance. Okay, so we're first going to say that we'll say New York and Wichita. I'm going to extend these lines. You can do the same thing if you'd like. Are farther because, this is where I want us to think about our place value words. And you can take a look at here. How would we describe this using place value words? I want us to use hundreds, so if I'm looking at the hundreds, which one's greater than? The 4. So this is the direction we want to go in. So New York and Wichita are farther because the 4 in the hundreds place is greater than the 1 in the hundreds place. Of course, you could reword that a little bit differently, but we're just following the rules there. This is just one option of how you're using place value words to explain your answer. Alrighty? Okay. And again, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause and slow down, or pause so that you can catch up. Numbers 3 through 10, it wants you to use any method to add. And on another sheet of paper, you're going to make a drawing for exercise number 5 to show your new groups. Well, we only got to practice that a couple times, so I'm actually going to practice number 3 and 4 with you using a model. Then you will do number 5 on your own using a model. And then number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can add them any way you want, and you do not have to show a model. Alrighty? So this is where you're going to need your second sheet of paper. So this is what my second sheet of paper looks like. I made space for model number 3 and model number 4. So if you want to pause, you can do that and copy this down. And then on the back is where you will do the model for number 5. But you definitely want to give yourself some space to write this, because we're into the thousands and it just starts to get mushed together. Trust me, I tried writing this in a smaller space at first and it didn't work. So I'm going to zoom in. And I've modeled number 3 for us, okay? So this is 1,389 plus 5,876. These are thousands bars, hundreds boxes, quick tens, and our dots. And the way we're modeling it is we're going to show new groups. So I see a 9 here. I'm going to take a 1 here, and I have a new group because it's 10, right? So I'm gonna make a new group of 10s, and actually I think I'm gonna do this with a different color. You don't have to, but I think for my video it makes a point. You can though if you want to. There's my new group, because this is gonna make 10, okay? And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots left, and a new group of 10. Again, we want to see the value of the quick 10s, and if we have 10 or more, we're going to need to make a new group, and we're definitely going to get 10 or more. Here I have 8, 9, and if I pull one more, that's 10 quick 10s, which means I'm going to need to make another hundreds box. We can see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 quick 10s left. Hundreds boxes. I have 8 here. I know that 2 and 8 are going to give me a 10. Okay. And so I'm going to make a new group of thousands. And I have 2 hundreds boxes left. And then let's see how many thousands we have. So this is 5, 6, 7. So our answer is 7,265. And this is the way that we've modeled it now using place value drawings. Okay. Number 4, I have 3,195 plus 2,674. I'm going to start with my ones. I have 5 ones and 4 ones. That means I'm going to have 9 ones. I am less than 10, so I'm not going to regroup there. Go to my quick 10s. This is 9 here. I know that I need 1 more to make a group of 10. That means I'm going to have to make a new group over there. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quick 10s left. For hundreds boxes, I have 6 here, 7, 8. No regrouping because no new groups. Because 8 is less than 10. So the value of my hundreds place is less than 10. And then my thousands, 3 and 2, I'm going to have 5 thousands. I'm going to make sure that my thousands bars are at least longer. So our answer there is 5,869. So I want you to do that for number 5 as well, okay? Modeling the numbers, showing when you have to make a new group. You're going to do that on the back sheet of the paper. I should also transfer our answers here. So number 3 we said was 7,265, and number 4 we said was 5,869. Okay. So number 5 is going to be the only other one you're going to make a model for. And then the rest of those, you can add them any way you want. So you can just show your work on here, and you can make the new groups go at the top or make the new groups go below. Alrighty? So that is your assignment to finish this sheet. And then look for Schoology assignments on Thursday. Bye, guys.